Hello one and all, and welcome back to the Waiver Wire show, your weekly show that can never decide if it loves or hates the Pokemon that it talks about. I'm Spastic, your host. This week's vote also came down to the wire, but through witchcraft and black magic f***ery, the winner is Miss Magius? You know what, f*** it. From here on, we're referring to our guest as Missy. So, for starters, let's look at this clean stat distribution. HP, attack, and defense all of 60, special attack, special defense, and speed all of 105. Very easy, very clean, very simple. Missy is also a mono ghost type, meaning offensively it can handle itself and psychic, and defensively it resists bug and poison while being immune to normal and fighting. It also has the levitate ability, which gives it another immunity for the most part. So let's delve into this magical Pokemon's bag of tricks and see what it can provide for your team, while also taking into account its flaws. Missy is surprisingly flexible for a lower tier Mon. It can boost its special presence with either Calm Mind or Nasty Plot, taking its above average special attack to even higher routes. It has a lot of strong offensive coverage moves like Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, Psychic, Power Gem, and Dark Pulse to name a few. It also has access to less powerful but good moves with secondary effects like Icy Wind, Mystical Fire, and even Charge Beam. There are also a good number of support moves in its arsenal like Toxic, Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, Heal Bell, Trick Room, Wonder Room, Destiny Bond, and Ghost's unique use of Curse. It also has access to Taunt to stop defoggers, and it can spin block thanks to its Ghost typing. Missy can also use a good number of hold items. Some Pokemon are limited to only 1 or 2 items that they can really make use of, but Missy does not necessarily have that same weakness. Choice Scarf can make it a potent revenge killer or cleanup sweeper. Choice Specs boost its above average power to fantastic levels, capable of seriously denting defensive cores. Culver Berry allows it to handle a lower powered knockoff or pursuit and live to switch out another day. Leftovers can help if you want to run a specially bulky support set. Life Orb or Wise Glasses can boost your offense right out the gate without the need for a setup, or can boost your setup even higher. Life Orb has more power, but Wise Glasses doesn't have the recoil, allowing Missy to stay on the field for a little bit longer, and both allowing full use of its move pool. Missy also has great Z potential. With the arrival of Z Crystals in Gen 7, Missy gets access to 11 different powerful offensive moves, 10 of which take advantage of its special attack. The one physical move, the one that's only physical, is Supersonic Sky Strike, as it only gets Aerial Ace. This doesn't even include the multitude of Z status moves that it can use, like the much coveted Z Memento. It could also Z Curse to regain its health while inflicting its opponent. It can Z Mean Look to trap an opponent while raising its own special defense, or it can Z Heal Bell to restore its own HP while curing your team. So Missy is a very good low tier value pick, but as with most bargains, there are certainly a number of flaws to go alongside it. Missy's weaknesses are very easily exploited. While Ghost type is a good defensive type, its weaknesses to Ghost and Dark are especially prevalent in draft format, as so many f***ing Pokemon get knockoff now. More physically oriented Ghosts can utilize Shadow Sneak to potentially OHKO Missy, or simply outspeed it and hit it with a strong Shadow Claw. Missy is also very prone to being pursuit trapped, as it has no method of momentum outside of heart switching or KOing itself to Memento. Missy is also frail. Yes, another frail mon, so let's get this over with. 60 HP and 60 defense mean that Missy can easily be taken out by even neutral hits from stronger physical attackers, and the low HP stat offsets its decent special defense, making it tough to survive many hits without investment. And finally, Missy faces stiff competition within its tier, especially since it's been elevated to Tier 4 in Season 8. Frostlass is a faster ghost type with a secondary stab and spike stacking potential while still being able to spin block. Sableye has priority on all of its non-attacking moves thanks to Prankster, meaning that it can better ensure status effects. It also has an immunity to Psychic and has only one weakness. Yanmega has a slightly higher base special attack and can easily outpace Missy after a single speed boost. Sigilyph, the runner-up for this week's waiver wire, gives it solid competition all around. Its dual stab in flying and psychic means that it has better offensive and defensive potential while also having more strengths and weaknesses. It has similar but slightly better type coverage, giving it access to 13 potential offensive Z moves. And it can also provide more team support. In addition to many of the same things Missy can do, Sigilyph also gets Tailwind, Psycho Shift, and Whirlwind. So all in all, Missy is not a bad tier 4, but it might not be your first pick for a tier 4 slot. But if it is, and if you do decide to draft Missy, some other Pokemon can be drafted to help synergize with it. Cobalion is a very nice support pick. With its solid defense and HP, resistance to dark, and the justified ability, this Sword of Justice can make your opponents more wary of clicking knockoff, especially if Cobalion is a Z user. Missy can also trick slower Pursuit users by using Memento or Z Memento, KOing itself and possibly giving Cobalion an attack boost. Missy, in turn, can help with Cobalion's weakness to fighting and ground with its typing and ability respectively. Drapion is another good pick, as it provides another dark resistance, but also resisting ghosts. It can pursuit trap other ghosts while firing off its own powerful stab knockoffs. It also greatly benefits from Missy's ability to spin block and taunt defoggers, meaning that it can set up toxic spikes and potentially keep them up longer, as well as Missy's ability in Levitate, helping with Drapion's one weakness in ground. Mega Altaria is another good pick, which after Mega Evolving, it resists Dark type, and is already immune to Knockoff's secondary effect, as every Mega is. It has a lot of diversity, which allows Mega Altaria and Missy to play off of each other and fill in gaps from week to week. Missy's poison resistance can also come in handy to help out with Mega Altaria's weakness. But there are more than a few mons that can hard counter Missy, starting with Chansey and Blissey. We'll focus on Chansey this time. This special wall is almost impossible for Missy to take down effectively. If it's running full special bulk, anything Missy can throw at it might be a 7-hit KO, and that's if this fat egg tosser doesn't recover at all with Wish or Soft Boiled. It also gets access to moves other than Seismic Toss, so it can possibly just wear Missy down. Otherwise, it's a flat-out stall war, and the nurse will likely win. Mega Tyranitar is also a big threat. Base Tyranitar also works, especially with an Assault Vest, but we'll focus on Mega Tyranitar, which has a thick 120 special defense, which gets boosted by an additional 50% in the sand. Missy's only form of fighting coverage comes from hidden power fighting, which after some calculations isn't necessarily bad, so let's break it down. A modest Life Orb HP fighting can OHKO an offensive Mega T-Tar set after a Nasty Plot, otherwise it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. A modest Choice Specs HP fighting has a 55.9% chance to 2-hit KO a specially defensive set. Mega T-Tar can easily OHKO Missy with either of its stabs, especially Pursuit or Crunch. So while it's not impossible, T-Tar can be a great threat to Missy, especially given that T-Tar is a great pursuit trapper. If a defensive T-Tar hits the field against Missy, Missy's very likely to go down. And in Tier 5, we have Regice. Yet another strong special wall that can deal enough damage to beat Missy. A full HP, full spec defense invested Regice with leftovers can take 4 hits to kill from Power Gem, which is Missy's strongest and most reliable coverage move to hit it super effectively. Meanwhile, an uninvested Ice Beam from Regice is a guaranteed 3-hit KO. So, barring any critical shenanigans, which let's face it, this game is full of, Regice can beat out Missy. And that concludes Waiver Wire for Season 8 of the GBA. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging on for the ride. A final thank you to the GBA, to our awesome analyst team, especially you, Strumful, thank you, and to you, our passionate fans. And with that, I'm your host, Spastic, signing off.
You motherfuckers still owe me for salvaging this train wreck of a show. Bitch better have my money. Also, where's that motherfucker who painted me yellow last week?